Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've posted a video, and right now it's 4:31 a.m. here, so this is going to be a relatively short video, but I think I do wanted to share this video with you, my thoughts on this, because it is something that has actually impacted me a little bit in the this weekend here, my Danish accent. So let's go right into it. Now, I want to preface this video by saying that I'm not out to get any personal vendetta against specific people at CIG, specific moderators, or whatever it might be. I'm really not in the business of doing that. I think it's very important for me to kind of keep that very obvious and very. I want to be really specific and very clear on this. Now, let me also say as a preface to this video here that this might split some hairs. This might be for some very controversial. It is a controversial subject in its entirety, but what I'm about to say here is probably going to make some people angry with me, which is fair enough. I mean, just like we say with anybody else, we can't make everyone happy. So that's also the same case with me. But I have always seen Star Citizen as, I'm going to use some strange word, but maybe the last bastion against wokeness. Now, if any of you should be in any doubt, I am very much not on the woke agenda. And I think that gender identity politics should be kept very far away from games in any way. Well, let me put it like this. I don't mind that politics are in game. I don't mind that political ideas or political concepts or questions, and for that matter also gender identities and gender identity politics, gender identity ideas, all of that. Philosophy. I don't mind that being in a game, but it needs to be in a way that the game questions or makes content around it, maybe even is critical about it. When it comes to a point where it just becomes pandering to certain people, that's where I take issue with it. So I'm not out here saying that games should not try to question or deal with ideas that are contemporary, because all of this gender debacle is certainly contemporary. It's certainly something that we are discussing to a high degree right now. But yeah, I've come to see CIG as a kind of a last bastion on that, because as they say themselves in the rules, we should generally try to avoid discussing or bringing political concepts into the discussion on I'm talking about Spectrum here, so if that wasn't obvious, we're talking about the what they call the bespoke discussion forum for Star Citizen, which is called Spectrum. If you didn't know that, you know it now. And I can agree with that. I think it's I know that sometimes the debate get a little heated, and so when we're talking about an online game where there is lawful people and unlawful people, and we as players try to discuss what is up and down, what is right and what is wrong, and what should be allowed, and all of that, it sometimes becomes quite obvious, or I don't know the right word for it, but it seems very straightforward to bring in geopolitical differences and ideas and to sort of discuss, take an example from real life and bring it into the game, because we are real people, and we put, often when you play online with other people, you put some of your own experiences, your own wants, your own needs and all of that, you put that into the game, and then we discuss from there. And I think it's okay that the moderators at Cloud Imperium, they sometimes clamp down on that and say, please try to keep all of those sort of real life examples out of this. I also made a post about Todd Pappy that recently left Star Citizen. And I just, one person asked how we know it. And I just answered the only sort of evidence that I could present was that on his LinkedIn profile, he said that he wrote that he was open for work and that he had worked at Star Citizen or Cloud Imperium for, I cannot remember when he started, but until 2024. And one of the moderators clamped down on that and say, we will not tolerate, we don't condone speculating on people's real life. And I think it's okay. I mean, I just answered a question, and a moderator found that it was not reasonable to use at their discussion forum. And I think it's okay. I mean, it's completely fair. But I also do believe that when there are rules, and let's just take a look at the rules. So I'm going to bring them up here. I'm going to read them. I'm going to read the ones that the moderator, I'm not going to name this moderator because, like I said, I'm not trying to get at anyone. I'm simply here to discuss this concept, this idea that I think is wrong. So let's look at the rules. So rule number 1, be good. Basically, treat other people the way you want to be treated. I adhere personally by that. I think it's a very good rule to live by. Every account is another human being who's excited about Star Citizen. Disagree calmly, intelligently. Do not attack each other when you don't share the same ideas. Show them the same respect you wish to be shown yourself. Yes, certainly. I completely agree. Personal attacks on other forum members or employees are unacceptable and a grounds for immediate strike. Terms such as Care Bear, it's been used a very lot. Sociopath, I think I'm guilty of that once or twice. And other derogatory terms should be never used on this forum. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, it's okay. In-game use, not really applicable here. Keep it clean. We all adults here. That means being responsible and not plastering risk content all of your forums and chat. No pornographic, racist, sexist, homophobic, disability-based, or otherwise outright offensive content to other humans may be posted, including conversations about illicit substances. Yeah, that's okay. Now, this one here, I'm going to underline it here, otherwise write off offensive content. I take a little bit of I have a little problem with that. Because, not the first one. Pornographic, certainly. Racist, yeah, let's keep that out. Sexist. The issue is, what is a sexist comment, right? But okay, I think it's fair. Homophobic, yeah, sure. Disability-based, I'm not really sure what that is. Maybe it's making fun of people with disability. That's okay. But otherwise, outright offensive content. Now, I think in the context here, there's no doubt what it is that CIG is really meaning. But I'm against clamping down on offensive offensive content solely from the perspective that what is offensive and what is not is a personal feeling, right? So you could say, well, it's what is offensive to the moderators, but is that fair? I mean, let's say, for instance, that one of the moderators is transgendered and they find it very offensive to when people write stuff about transgendered people, especially if it's being critical. Is it fair that their bias in this context here becomes a rule for how to govern the forum? I hope that you can see where I'm going with this. But otherwise, I think it's reasonable, right? So, yeah, that's basically okay. No trolling. Do not post messages specifically intended to antagonize, incite, or get a rise out of others. We understand the impulse, but do it at times, but it doesn't contribute to the community. It tears it down. Your responsibility as an early backer is to help form a great community, not to endlessly frustrate those who come later. Included, but not limited to, do not create avatars, signatures intended to bait, defame, ridicule, insult, or otherwise met with other users. And I think one of these was one of the ones I got. So 1 and 3, 4 and 9, I think was the one that he basically, I assumed it's he, but that the mod basically clamped down on. Parody at the expense of other users is forbidden. Hit lists, yeah, while current discussion very game-related topics start threatening controversial issues solely to generate an argument is forbidden. Yeah, okay. Posting to another guild, not relevant. Use may not impersonate. Yeah, I've not done that. Should have moderated your post. You may not remove it. I've not done that either. So probably, I would guess, maybe it's this one here. Basically, I'm not sure. Maybe this one, but definitely not the rest. Stay on topic. Yeah, that's okay. No spam. No one forum account user. Do not distribute moderating when it comes to service or preparation. Do not discuss moderation actions, customer service detail, or preparation in the forums or chat. Yep, so I can't discuss what I think is unreasonable moderation. But obviously the mods are not interested in discussing with me either, so yeah. Okay, so I can go to the community manager here, so that's fair enough. Okay. I haven't done that, but maybe I should consider it. Contribute 9. Oh wait, so post, discuss rumors on video. Yeah, that's okay. Post designed to rile up, divide the community and spread unrest, including FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt, are not allowed. Again, this one here, designed to, how do you judge that, right? Because obviously, in some extent, disagreeing on something can divide to a certain extent. But in overall, I think that these rules here, they are reasonable fair. All right, so the next thing I want to do is present you with the post that I took that I found problematic. And I think there is one place here they say that, I think there's one place here I can't remember if they have put it in specifically here, but I'm pretty sure that there are one place where they basically put down a rule that you should keep real world stuff out of it. Yeah, contribute. That was actually 9. Discussion of real world politics, religion, race, and other such topics are strongly discouraged and will be actioned upon if they turn to drama and agitation. All right, so this one here, I think is really important in this context here. All right, so let's look at the post that is in question. And again, I'm not going to put in the name because that's not relevant for this discussion here, for this video. Let's go into it. Greetings, fellow citizens. 3.23 is going to be massive. I knew this before, but my goodness. To preface this post here, it is later explained down in the comments that this user here is using ChatGPT to make this post here. So I'm not sure exactly how he did it. Probably gave them some keywords and then make a reasonable, nice post out of it. He said it's because of learning disability, and that's fair enough. I mean, when you use ChatGPT, it becomes a little bit weird sometimes to read, but I think it's okay. It's fair enough. All right. But I hope this message finds you exploring the far reaches of space with joy and excitement. Today I'm here to share something deeply personal and incredibly significant to me. Yeah, sure, it certainly is deeply personal. And potentially to many others who have longed for a space where they feel truly represented and seen. With the introduction of the new character customized in Star Citizen, I find myself overwhelmed with gratitude and a renewed sense of belonging in this vast universe we all come to love. This isn't just about creating a character that resembles who you want to be in the game, it's about being acknowledged, accepted, and celebrated for who you are in the real world. First of all, I am not sure this is the goal for a game. I mean, I know when I make a character myself, I try to make it resemble me as much as possible. Unfortunately, I cannot make my characters fat yet. But I try to sort of get the facial features and the beard and all of that as close as I can. So I get where this is coming from, but only to a certain extent. You are creating a fictitious character in a game. You're not really creating an extension of yourself. And I think that's, no matter how you put this, I think it's very important to keep that in mind. But let's continue. And this is the part that I took offense. So I'm going to skip it and then read it. Like you can read it now if you want to pause it, but I'm going to skip it and to sort of make my real point here. The new character customizer is a beacon of diversity and inclusion, allowing players to express themselves in ways we only dreamed of until now. It acknowledges the rich tapestry of human identity and allows us to bring our full selves into the game, whether that's reflecting our real-world selves or exploring aspects of our identity in new and creative ways. This update goes beyond the surface level, providing a platform for cultural diversity and promoting a sense of belonging among all players. It's a testament to the developers' commitment to creating an inclusive universe where everyone can see themselves as hero, explorers, or whatever they dream to be. Again, I don't disagree with it. The ability to accurately represent ourselves in the game is massive. It's a step forward in acknowledging that the gaming community is as diverse as humanity itself, and that everyone deserves to be seen, heard, or respected for who they are. No. Let's just take that. Everyone does not deserve to be seen, heard, and respected. Everyone deserves the right to express themselves, certainly to the freedom of speech and all of that. But having the freedom of speech, having the freedom and the right to express yourself does not give you right to be heard or someone. You cannot demand anyone to listen to you, just like I can now. But let's continue. This move by the developers not only enhances our gameplay experience, but also enriches the community, making it a more welcoming and inclusive space for everyone. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank the developers for their dedication to diversity and inclusion. Your efforts have not gone unnoticed, and they mean the world to those of us who have felt unseen for so long. This update is a powerful reminder of the beauty of human diversity and the strength of a community that embraces it. To my fellow citizens, let's continue to celebrate and support each other, recognizing the incredible diversity among us as a source. There's really a lot of diversity here. Of strength and unity. The stars shine brighter when we can all see ourselves among them. Thank you truly for making space for everyone. Fly safe and see you in the verse. All of that I've just read up, I can completely agree with it. Well, there was a little bit that I didn't agree with sort of specifically, but the gist of it, the good that you have a lot of options to sort of form and create your characters in this game, especially in a game where there is so much real life content, if you will, inside it. I think that's fantastic. Now here is the thing that I took offense of, that was problematic to me. This sentence here, or this part here. For someone like me who has been misgendered since birth, the journey to self-acceptance and finding a community where I feel I belong has been fraught with challenges. Yet with this latest update, Star Citizen has given me, and undoubtedly many others, a gift that transcends the boundaries of a typical game feature. Now, I think that most people, when they read this, they see it sort of a harmless, just context situation where you just tell a little bit about yourself. And I think that's, for the most part, that's fair. But the issue is here, as I see it, and I may be overinterpreting this completely. Please let me know in the comments down below if you think. But when you write, for someone like me who has been misgendered since birth, I would argue that you're making a gender identity, gender political statement. Again, it seems innocuous, it seems sort of harmless, it's just telling a bit about yourself. But when you say, I have been misgendered, you are indirectly or directly saying that you believe that you can change your gender, that your gender is not based on your sex, on your biology, but it's more or less a social construct that can be changed depending on the culture. And I completely disagree with that. The reason why I said that all of the rest I think it's okay is because I think, and the reason why I made my comments was that I think that this should have been edited out by a moderator, honestly, because however you want to see it, there is some kind of political, little bit, but still a political statement in it, and it certainly is in one side, right? You cannot be misgendered if you don't think that you can change your gender. So there is something along those lines in that statement. So let's look what I wrote that was removed, and because I just became annoyed and wrote other things that the moderator didn't copy paste them in, so I can't really show you. I can sort of describe what I wrote. Some of it, yeah, sure, it was provocative, and I can certainly accept why they removed it. But there was one thing that I don't think that they should have removed, because I think it was a fair statement. But let's take a look. And again, I'm going to block out the name to the best of my ability, so you're not going to see who it is. Again, it's not relevant. But moderation has removed a recent post from you, and we are contacting you here via PM. I like that the person writes we, because he uses his own, well, never mind. Quote, today, sorry, that was, yeah, that my comment to the previous post. Yeah, sure. I mean, if a man wants to put makeup and lipstick on, all the power to him. To me, it still looks a bit strange, but sure, why not? I want to be honest here. With all that's going on in the media, movies, etc., my eyes begin to twitch, and I really get annoyed when someone uses either inclusivity and or diversity. And that's true. Now, I wrote this post, sent it, and then I walked my daughter to school, delivered my daughter to school, and then I came back to it. So wrote this part here. Actually, now that I've come to think of it, this sentence here really annoys the crap out of me. Not because I take issue with you telling your story. I mean, it brings some context to the table, which is fine. No. What annoys me is that you, for one, gently slide some gender and identity politics into your post. But more importantly, that I feel that you put someone like me in a very difficult and annoying position. I can, 1, voice my opinion as I see it and possibly risk being put into spectrum jail, or just have my post removed because, you know, trigger warnings and reasons. Or 2, let it slide, which I find equally dissatisfactory because it annoys the crap out of me when someone gets away with claiming something unchallenged. That's how I see things. Suffice it to say, I disagree with everything you have written except for the part with the positive in having vast options in customizing your character in Star Citizen, as long as they are meaningful, that is. So please, no voice option 1, 2, 3, etc. And that was my post, so he writes, the Star Citizen community is global and diverse, and we aim towards the spirit of inclusivity that it represents, as we believe in diversity, inclusion, equality, belonging, and a culture where everyone feels welcome. Well, not everyone apparently. We warmly invite you to celebrate Pride with the rest of the community. Where the fuck did that come from? However, we are not going to allow takes like this on our platform. Thank you for your understanding. I do not understand that. I memean, I don't know if this is sort of I am even unsure whether this person has just used a standard comment or she actually wrote this. Because this is completely disconnected from my comment and it just sort of bleh. Anyway, I write here, that's all good and nice, but I certainly don't feel welcomed or included, where if I'm forced to accept a certain view on gender identity. I'm only asking for what I would call fairness. If I'm not allowed to express my opinion on sex and gender identity, other people should also not. That is why I wrote like I did. Because of the post, I now feel forced to either write something that would be against the rules or silently accept what was written. Either I find unacceptable. So sorry. As long as someone is allowed to write that they were misgendered as a child and I'm not allowed to write that they weren't, no understanding from my side. So this is where it stopped there. And then I wrote some other comments. Some of them, yeah, maybe just because in spite, sure. But basically, one comment that I made was simply that I think that games should stop making the sort of the voice option 1, 2, 3, because there are 2 voice options, male and female. Whichever you want to use, that's your option. But sort of the pandering to say, well, we're going to give you, because a woman can have a man's voice. No, she can't. So stop that. But in any case, after all these comments, I got a new comment from this moderator. Hello, Mike's Basement. The moderation team has observed and removed additional comments from you and this account. Given the direction of the conduct as observed with the unwelcome, thinly veiled, gender and identity biased comments. Sorry, fuck you. Gender identity biased. When the fucking hell did, for someone like me who has been misgendered since birth, not become a fucking gender biased comment? But let's go back to it. And as this has already been a topic we've discussed with you previously, really, with prior moderation, advice and guidance from all appearances having been ignored or simply disregarded. What moderation advice? Huh? Other than I could celebrate pride? Come on. Your Spectrum Forum and chat privileges has been temporarily suspended for 48 hours. This will not impact your blah 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 blah, all of that. Yes, sure. Alright, so let me tell you where I take offense with this. And this is why I know that the title of this video is a little bit, it's on the nose. Because, you know, YouTube algorithm and all that. But basically, it seems to me, and this is also one of the, let me read up the last comment that I made here. No, wait. Because I wrote, yeah, sure. Then I deleted it because, yeah, it was just being stupid. But I write here, no, wait, I am curious now. Am I to understand that it is now CIG's official take that gender is a social construct and can thereby be changed according to the person's feelings, experiences, etc.? Or do CIG remain unbiased regarding this topic? Is that a question that you or someone else can please answer? And I really mean that. Because if you allow someone to say, when I say gender and identity biased comments, so when as I understand that sentence, it is either way, right? Gender identity biased is that you either think that you can change your gender, that you can be misgendered, and that gender generally is a social construct, or the opposite, that you think that your gender is not given to you or assigned. It is discovered by looking at your anatomy, your physiology and all of that. That you cannot change your gender, and that gender, like I said, is locked to biology. Those, I think, are biased comments. But claiming that what I wrote was gender biased, but not acknowledging, and here's the moderator here has been inside that post several times, hopefully read the first post, the original, right? So saying that one is veiled gender and identity biased comment, but the other is not. I mean, I can only, and that is why I made this video, because I would like your input as well, at least the ones that watch my videos. I would like to get your input here as well. Do you agree with me? Not necessarily on how we should look at gender, not that. But do you agree with me that saying that you have been misgendered is a biased comment? It is biased towards one side of how to look at gender, or do you think that I'm completely overinterpreting this and just being stupid? I mean, it's okay, write down in the comment, but try not to write it too explicitly, because then you can be knocked in the head by YouTube. So basically, that was what I wanted to discuss with you here. Personally, I mean, 48 hours is okay. I was celebrating my daughter's birthday any case, so it's okay for me. I just think that it annoys me that CIG apparently is also one of those gaming companies that is going to pander to a certain political view or gender identity view on gender identity view of gender identity. That was the word that I wanted to say. It annoys me because, like they said, I mean, again, he said a welcoming community. Well, I see it a little bit as one of the I used to belong, I think, at least to the left wing. But after the left wing has adopted an idea that they are shunning or trying to block or stop people that what they call intolerant commenters, trying to get them removed from their jobs or give them social problems. Anything goes, right? And then also retain the right to define who's intolerant and who's not. I see it a little bit, unfortunately, the same here with CIG. Now, I'm not going to stop playing Star Citizen. I'm not going to stop supporting the game because I like the game. But I also want to discuss stuff like this because I think it's wrong. I think if CIG want to remain unbiased and keep all of those things out of their community forum, which I think it's okay, they should keep both sides out. So no one should be allowed to say that they were misgendered, as such as no one should be allowed to say that you cannot be misgendered. Basically because it doesn't belong in the discussion of the game. That's fair. But I think what I read from this is that CIG, unfortunately I would say, is very biased towards one side, meaning that as welcome as they try to be, I honestly don't feel welcome. I don't feel included because I am not going to compromise my personal integrity, my view of the world, just to be part of a gaming community. I would rather best keep it completely outside because it's not relevant for the game. But I don't feel welcomed in a community where, yeah, sure, you can be here, but you have to accept a certain view of gender. It would, in my opinion, it would be exactly the same if CIG suddenly realized or decided that the Christian way of seeing God, that Christianity was the only true religion, and you were not allowed to say, for example, that you don't believe any religion. Like me, I'm an atheist. I would not be allowed to criticize Christianity in there. Muslims would not be allowed to say that they were Muslims and they think that that is the right way to look at things, and similar stuff. I mean, any other religion, right? And I think the best answer to that would also be to say no religious discussions in here because they are divisive. But apparently it seems, again, tell me in the comments down below what you think. It seems that CIG is leaning towards one side when it comes to gender identity. The left-wing side, unfortunately. But yeah. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. And again, sorry for the very on the nose, really, clickbaity title of the video. Again, it's only for the YouTube algorithm. So hopefully you are having a nice day, and I will see you in the verse or wherever it might be. I will also come with another video discussing how I want to see the future of my channel. But I thought that this content here, even though I don't usually make political content or something like that, I think it was important for me at least to get off my chest. So see you around and have a nice day. Bye.